Headphones are recommended for the best experience. The sun over Holtmo doesn't shine. It interrogates. It was 12:15 p.m. I'd spent the morning navigating the silent judgment of the metro, followed by the T1 line that moved with the urgency of a tectonic plate. By the time I hit the pavement at Central, the humidity was thick enough to chew. I was staring at a spreadsheet that had all the charm of a signal failure at Redfern. I needed it. My important item. The only thing standing between me and a total 3 p.m. collapse. I saw the void before I felt the cold. My locker, top shelf, behind a jar of communal Vegemite that's been there since the Sydney Olympics, was empty. Just a ghost of a condensation ring where my future used to be. A single wilted sprig of rocket lay on the wire rack. Someone had murdered my sourdough. $20 of fermented hope. Gone. I started with Jenkins from accounting, which in this city means he's paid to be shifty. He was hunched over his keyboard like a man trying to outrun his own conscience. I leaned over his partition. I didn't say a word. I just let the silence do the heavy lifting. He looked up at me, blinking like a startled possum. He told me he was just clearing the backlog. He asked me why I was staring. He told me I was acting intense, and that I needed to take a mental health day. I told him I wasn't intense. I was investigating. I pointed to a golden toasted crumb sitting on his spacebar. Artisan, probably fermented for 48 hours in a boutique bakery in the inner west. He started sweating. He swore it was from a muffin from the cafe downstairs. I reminded him that the cafe hasn't had a working oven since the lockdowns. Jenkins was shaking. And in this air-conditioned office, that's not the heat. That's guilt. I moved to the break room. And there he was, the manager, staring out at the rain hitting the bins in the alleyway as he sipped his third cup of coffee. He had that upper management look, the kind that says he's seen the budget and it's looking back at him. He didn't even turn around. He asked if I had a rough morning. He said that I looked like I'd lost a winning lottery ticket and found an Opal card with a negative balance. I told him I'd lost something more valuable. I lost a masterpiece of heirloom tomatoes and balsamic glaze, secured with a rubber band, secured in a plastic sandwich bag, and that someone had decided the social contract didn't apply to the middle shelf. He just shrugged and said, "It's a dog-eat-dog city, mate." He told me people get hungry when the rent goes up. They make choices, dark, carbohydrated, heavy choices. I found the evidence. A discarded wrapper in the bin, tucked under a pile of rejected pitchers. It was still warm. Someone had feasted on my dreams and threw the remains in the trash. The room went cold. I looked at the new intern, sitting there with a napkin, looking far too satisfied for a Tuesday afternoon. I stepped into the center of the office. "I know who did it!" I shouted. "The crumbs on the desk! The lid I found in the trash! Justice isn't just coming, it's already been served!" I reached for the intern's backpack. My hand was on the zipper. The truth was one click away. But then, my phone pinged. A ghost in my pocket. It was a text from home. She said, "Hey love, you forgot your lunch on the bench this morning. I've put it in the fridge for dinner. Don't go hungry. XOXOXO. If my lunch is currently sitting in a kitchen in the inner west, then whose important item did I just see the intern hiding in their bag? And why is the manager looking at me like I'm the one with the balsamic on my hands? The office door didn't creak. It swung open with the weight of a HR violation. The manager wasn't looking at the rain anymore. He was looking at me, holding a formal misconduct folder, and pointing towards the glass walled conference room. The case isn't closed, but my employment might be.